Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to episode 9 of my 4-player free-for-all Age of Wonders 4 playthrough series. In this series, I'm playing as Straelak Soulreaper, and I'm leading the human Hollowkin. For more information on my leader and race characteristics and specifications, please check the video description. In our last episode, we won an important siege, and that siege took place underground. We'll just have to jump under there. And it was for the city of Safeward. Now, Safeward used to belong to Care Enchanter, and of course it was his only remaining city, at least as far as I know, once we captured his throne city, and we were able to eliminate him, and then Safeward was an independent free city at that point. We laid siege to it, and now we are just in the process here of taking control, and you can see in 2 turns we will have it as a vassal. So that was a fantastic turn of events for us there. It was a tricky siege, but we got it done, and we didn't, thankfully, lose too many of our units. We did have to bring quite a bit to bear, so we're going to focus on absorbing our new vassal and hopefully turning Dim Tur, our current vassal, into a full-fledged city once we have enough Imperium. However, before I jump into the episode proper, I did just want to give a couple of quick shout-outs to a few individuals who left some excellent comments on the previous episode. The first of those comments is from David Houston. Now, David pointed out that and this is in response to a question I had asked in the last episode in regards to the Siege of Safeward. David mentioned that the sieges don't reset right away. I was wondering if I could move some of my units off or move my units away to perhaps clear structures before then turning back to engage in the siege to try to optimize my unit usage in light of the fact that I was waiting for reinforcements before I could engage the siege. So I appreciate David pointing out that they don't reset immediately as soon as you leave. That's good to know. David also pointed out that when I'm choosing units from my Rally of the Lieges to recruit, I don't have to choose them one at a time. I can actually pick a bunch all at once and just, save time and make things easier. So I appreciate that just from a kind of quality of life standpoint. David also mentioned that it might actually be worth clearing out that outpost. Once again, I had asked for some feedback on sort of the value perhaps of sieging this outpost that currently belongs to, let's see, we have Tarin Tinkermane, who has declared war on me. That happened in the last episode as well. And I was wondering, is it worth trying to siege this outpost? Like, what should I do? And, it certainly could be worth it. I believe we've got some magic materials here. What is this? Let's see. I'm not sure. I think there's some magic materials here that are next to the outpost and could probably be folded in. So that might be worth grabbing. We've also got the Shrieker's Tomb, which if I can clear that out, although that is close to Redfjorn as well. But it might be worth having this outpost. At the very least, it's not great to have the outpost sitting there and allow Tarin an opportunity to kind of ambush me from that, using it as a base. So I agree with David there. I think it's probably worth doing. Maybe not right this second, but definitely in the very near future. The next set of comments here is from Devin Larson. Devin pointed out that we were talking last episode and kind of throughout the series as I'm learning Age of Wonders 4 about how there's differences from Age of Wonders 3, which of course is the game I'm way more familiar with. And in Age of Wonders 3, as I've said a couple of times, I love using mind control abilities to grow my forces because you can permanently retain units that you've taken control of after a battle ends. And Devin pointed out that although you can't really do that in Age of Wonders 4, there is one way that can kind of do that, and that's by taking the Tome of Subjugation, which I think, if I remember correctly from Devin's comment, is a Tier 3 tome. And basically there's a way within it that you can have a chance to recruit units that are retreating. So it only works if the unit's retreating from battle, but at least there is, I guess, one way, although not a very broadly applicable way. Devin also mentioned that in battle, just a good reminder for myself, anytime I say, oh boy, that was a mistake, or oh geez, I didn't mean to do that, always keep, just mentally think to check the undo button, because there's been a few times where, although I've tried a few times to do the undo button and it hasn't allowed me for whatever reason, there are other times where I've made a mistake and I could have undone it and I just didn't. So good reminder there from Devin. And then finally here we have some comments from Death. Death mentioned just a good general reminder to always optimize your mechanics in battle. So taking advantage of things like, let me see if I can find it here. Actually, this would work. Here we can check out the Storm Spirit, who has this Charge Strike. You can see that the Charge Strike removes retaliation attacks. So it cancels that out. It also cancels defense mode. So if I can optimize my usage of charge, for example, in battle, such that when I push in, I'm canceling defense. I'm not going to take a retaliatory attack. And then I could potentially follow that up with other attacks because the unit is now not in defense mode. So just a good reminder to always be trying to optimize mechanics. So I appreciate Death pointing that one out. Death also mentioned to always remember to drop down outposts as I go if I have my heroes moving through. So for example, if I'm clearing structures, this maybe isn't a great example, the Archon Blood here, because I can probably get that with Dim Tur. But, you know, as I'm moving down, I might come across some, you know, structures I might want, especially magic materials. That would be the big one. So maybe this is an example here where this outpost potentially has access to, I believe... Oh, that's a cartographer tent, excuse me. This must be the magic material over here. I'm still getting used to what everything looks like because it's all still kind of new to me. But I still think it's a good reminder from Death that if I'm moving through, throwing down an outpost really isn't that expensive. Death also mentioned that when I bring my powerful units to bear, as I'm moving them from the underground and kind of bringing them to the front lines, might be worth just kind of hopping over and taking on this quest quick, which would involve killing these 2 blessed souls. And that would get me, you know, that would finish this quest off and potentially get me some additional rewards. So probably worth doing as I proceed forwards here. So I appreciate that one as well. As always, guys, big thank you for the excellent comments and suggestions. Extremely appreciated. Without any further ado, let's jump into the episode proper. All right. So we've got some orders required here for our stack. This is our Necromancer skeleton, and we've got a Snow Spirit, Lesser Snow Spirit in there. Now, if I remember correctly, yes, unfortunately, some of Tarin's units are nothing strong here, but we do have a tier 3 unit we might want to watch out for. They are kind of on the edge of our area, so we want to be careful. We don't want to let them just waltz into our domain here. And let's just take a quick look. Yeah, so they're still a couple turns away, so I'm not that concerned. We can send this skeleton over to join our group. Oh, and you know what? Now that I've got 2 skeletons there, do I have... I could start working on a friendly bone golem if I really wanted to. What do we have active currently? I just wanted to remind myself here. Okay, so the only strategic spells we have left, nothing, you know, like no unit upgrade type abilities. But we certainly could work on this friendly bone golem here. You know what? Let's do it. And then we can boost that. Now we've got ourselves a bone golem, so that's fantastic. Just reminding myself, so in Forndusk, we're working on that underground lab. And then for a unit here, let's see, what could we do? Might be worth grabbing an iron golem. I mean, we are kind of low on gold, but boy, it would be nice to have a beastly shield unit here, which we currently don't really have any of. This guy's also a shield breaker, which would be kind of useful if we end up in a siege-type combat environment. And he's going to have Cull the Weak from our Brand of Wrath, although he won't have the benefits that our Hollowkin do in terms of like defensive tactics and those upgrades, but still he also has Protective Wall, which would benefit units around him. So that is tempting, I must say. It's 3 turns to make one. What the heck, let's do it. I hope I'm not going to regret spending all that gold on it, but... And then this group can just kind of stay put, I think. We'll leave them where they are. And this group's already done all of its movement for now. I do want to clear out this Archon Blood if I can as I move past it. We've got some more opportunities here for spell casting. So why don't we start working on the Summon Corrupt Soul. And then we can hopefully get that done in a couple of turns here. That is using up a lot of our souls, but that's fine. It'll give us a chance to recoup them before we need them. So that's going to do it for our turn. We will end it there. Again, we're getting pretty close on having enough Imperium here to integrate Dim Tur, which is what we're definitely looking for. So let's end it right here. Now, the big question, too, is going to be, is Tarin going to consider attacking us? Because that could cause us some problems. We're not necessarily all that well equipped for playing defense at the moment. All right, so orders are required. All right, we've got units underground that can move. We've got our hero stack, and we've also got our Dark Knight. Now, one thing that might be worth doing would be clearing out this mana node before we head up above ground. That said, I don't want to dilly-dally under here too long. Maybe we'll just wait to make that decision and see what else we can do first. Oh, fantastic. Okay, negotiations have succeeded. Oh, this is perfect. Okay, so Sorcerer's Solace. We now have a Pact of Cooperation, which means that it opens its borders. Trading is now available, and magic materials can be traded. Now we're working on the Pact of Loyalty. That's excellent. And we can boost this allegiance. We're going to wait to do that, though, because, like I said, we want to fold in our new city. We are still ahead of Tarin in the race for getting to the Pact of Vassalage. And that's going to then get us, hopefully, then a solid vassal once we beat, assuming we can beat Tarin to it, of course. All right. Looks like there was something else here. Oh, look at this. Iska Warclaw insults you. Oh, interesting. Okay. So, now, if I remember correctly, Iska is still at war with Tarin. At least, let's double-check that. I'm going to have to fight her eventually anyway. But, let's take a look at Tarin. Oh, wait, I don't want to do it that way. I want to go to my diplomacy overview. Go to Tarin here. Yeah, so, Tarin's at war with Iska. Currently, Iska is not at war with me, but that's probably going to change very soon, I suspect. Iska, I think, is the most powerful of the of my opponents by far at this stage. Forndusk finished that underground lab. Red Fjorn has that granary. That's cool. Okay, great. Whoops. So we will ignore that for now. Let's jump over to our active units here. So, again, now the big question. It looks like there's an enemy spawning structure over here as well. But we could siege this outpost. The only problem is that's going to take, looks like, I think 4 turns if I remember right. So that's going to be a bit annoying. Red Fjorn, we have to pick structure and unit production. The one thing that this might do, if we lay siege to this outpost, it would give our units that are underground a chance to catch up, and then we could have a really unified force moving forward. So maybe I will do that. As much as I am kind of curious, though. I wonder what is... Let's see, can we just do a touch more scouting, perhaps? So what's this? There, okay, there's that magic material. We know that's there. But this looks like it's got there's a spawning structure here, so we'll have to clear that out too. But let's go back and we will lay siege to this. Alright, so let's add some siege projects here if we can. We could do the headlong assault, which is going to force us to, it's going to cause us to take some damage, unfortunately. We could also harass the defenders to improve our chances of this going really well, but I don't think we're going to need that. So my only danger here is that this puts us in a pretty bad position, so I would prefer not to do that. Yeah, we don't have enough money for the onagers, unfortunately. And we could undermine the walls just to get the effect of that, but I mean, I could risk it, but I think I'm just going to hang on. I don't think I'm going to... I don't want to take that extra damage, so we will just do it the way it is right now. So that's going to take 4 turns. Move our Warlock over to help. Might even be worth checking out that Shrieker's Tomb while we're waiting. I'm a little concerned, though, because it is a silver level. We don't have enough tier 3 units yet. Let's see what we can recruit here. Iron Golem's going to take 5 turns, unfortunately, so that's probably not in the cards for us right now. You know what? Let's just throw on a skeleton. And while we're here, let's think about maybe production. So, yeah, unfortunately, gold is kind of low, like I said, so might be worth going for... Well, we've only got a couple of options here for what we could build. You know, that blacksmith might be nice just to improve our draft income, so let's do that. All right. Underground here. Now, the question, do we want to try this battle, or do we want to just come back up above ground? I'm thinking we probably just do the battle since we're already here. I mean, it's going to mean we don't go up above ground just yet. Oh, and look at this. Giant's Foundry. There's another Ancient Wonder. This is a silver level 1. Again, probably a little bit outside of our current capabilities, but... Alright. Ooh, look at this. As your troops approach, they raise the white flag. Vastly outnumber them. Okay, so if we had enough money, we could recruit one of them. We could clear it without a fight, or we could do it. I think we'll do it because we, quite frankly, want to get some experience. And, make sure we get something out of this. Especially since we've got our snow spirit that we definitely want to try to evolve. Alright, so we're just going to let them come to us, really. We want to make sure we take advantage of our abilities, though. So, let's see. When they get a little closer, I'm going to summon an elemental. So, let's just kind of wait. They can come to us. Yep, here they come. Alright, fantastic. Now, are they in cursing range? Let's see. Ooh, they are. Fantastic. There's one. Now, this one we won't be able to do just yet. That's fine. We can wait. Let's summon an elemental. Ooh, nice. A snow spirit. We can just throw this guy in real aggressive if we want. Yeah, let's do that. And then, now here's where we could use our charge effectively. And we could, if we really wanted to, get our warlock a little bit closer. And maybe guard a little bit here. You know what? I think we'll just wait, though. I don't want to get too far in there. And hopefully they'll just attack my elemental here. Yep, there we go. Again, he's a combat summon, so if he dies, it doesn't matter. He's just kind of soaking up the hits, which is exactly what I wanted him to do. Perfect. And he survived. That's even better. Alright, so now we can throw on another curse if we really wanted here. Why don't we hit this unit up front here? Fantastic. Good chance to just swoop in and get a kill here. Excellent. Then our big guy here can finish off the shield unit. Amazing. Our warlock here is... Ooh, we can't quite get the finish there, but very, very close. Now, if we were to move over here, however, we might be able to hit him for some damage. Let's see. Nice, and then we should be able to get the finish now. Excellent. Perfect. And then our hero can swoop in. Can't quite get the kill, but can do some good damage. Why don't we go here, do a little bit more. There we go, we got a weaken on there as well. Our hero can fly over. Huh, nice, that retaliation hit is what got the kill. Perfect, there's some good level ups here. So our hero gained a level and our corrupt soul got a promotion as well. So that's really good. So now let's take a look at our hero. Do that level up while we can. Probably going to go down to the support abilities right away. Let's see, we've got Unholy Leader. Non-hero undead have extra damage. Ooh, well, Army Leader. Units in Army gain plus 10 hit points and plus 2 status resistance. That's pretty good. Ooh, the extra experience per turn. That's all very... Like, these are all excellent abilities. I think we'll grab the experienced leader first, though. Especially since we want that Snow Spirit to get promoted. Very cool. All right, so yes, we did waste a turn doing that, but we now know there's a Giant's Foundry there, and we also know that, or we also got ourselves a level up for our hero, so probably worth doing. Evil Presence lingers. Okay, that's over here. We know that that's there. This group up here, let's see. Okay, so, oh man, look at this. We've got some of Iska's units over here, including Iska herself. Oh man, brutal face. We've got tier 3, and then just kind of some miscellaneous units here. Got a Bone Wyvern and a Sunderer. Okay, well, nothing scary, but that is interesting that she is right there. Now, the two of them are still at war, and yet here's Tarin's unit right there, so I don't know what's going to happen. Kind of tempted to try and maybe get over there. Our units from the Rally of the Lieges have arrived, so we can form up a pretty decent army here, all things considered. Now, the question is, do we want to send that army over to do this quest, or should we... I think we should keep them over in this area so we can, you know, play defense as needed, really. Or offense if we want. Maybe I'll even start moving over there and see what happens. Straelak, on the other hand... Or, excuse me, this group isn't led by anybody. It's just got the Corrupt Soul leading it. Straelak is... We're going to keep on the siege for now. But this army... Maybe we try clearing this out. It's going to be tough. We've got a Blessed Soul here. 2 of them, actually. 2 Lightbringers and a Zealot. That's going to be a pretty tough battle, actually. Well, before we do that, let's jump over to Dim Tur and integrate the city here. Alright, once integrated, the special units of this city remain available through the Rally of the Lieges, and the city keeps contributing recruitment points. That's great. Perfect. Excellent. So we can inspect it. Let's do it right now. So, now, did we get a hero out of that? Oh, we did. Now, I wonder, does that put us above our hero limit? Probably. We're at 3 of 3 here. Oh, that's okay. So, we're not over the limit. But this is great. We have Umzish Thorn Crown. So, you can see here. Ooh, she's got some pretty solid items here. A Frost Great Axe. She's got decent chest plate. Wand of Poison Darts. She's got a helmet on. Berserker's Rage. When this unit's total hit points reach 33% and lower, it becomes Berserk and Steadfast. It's Bulwark, Cull the Weak, Defensive Tactics. Oh, it's because she's a Hollowkin as well, so... And she's got Sentinel. So she's quite a beastly unit in combat, it looks like, in melee combat in particular. Well, that's great. Now we've got a hero. We can have her join in with this army. Kind of lead them. You know what? Let's even... We can take one of these skeletons away. Like that. And we'll have her just walk on over and join the army here. I'll go like that. And then this group can move over. Perfect. So that's excellent. And they'll just hang out there. We want to clear this out, but we're going to wait probably until we have some backup. Although, you know, with the hero now, we might be strong enough. I'll have to think about that. Let's see, how are we doing for spell casting? We're still working on this. Underground lab is finished. Again, gold is a concern right now, unfortunately. So let's do the granary. Plus, the granary is now boosted, which is very important. So now we want to think about what else can we boost here. Let's see. So that interrogation dungeon. That would require 2 farms. I don't think we have even one right now. Oh, we have... Oh, that's right. We do have 1 farm. So we would need a 2nd farm. The estate hall would need another 3 foresters. Oh, but it needs 2 farms as well, just to even be able to build it. What about the town hall 3? You have to have 10 population. Well, you know, we're getting closer to that, so if we're able to get there, then we could boost it. Wizard Tower level 1, that would improve our Imperium, but doesn't look like there's any way to boost it, unfortunately. Scholars Guild. I'm just thinking about if switching any of our structures over would be of any benefit, but anyway, for now, it seems like probably not. So we've got haste berries now, which is great. And I think we had benefit of them before, but it's just saying we have them now since we acquired Dim Tur. Yeah, so unfortunately, we don't really have much in the way of cash at the moment to improve Dim Tur with anything. So for now, we're just going to do merchandise, but we could do a skeleton here at least. So why don't we do that? All right. Perfect. So now we're saving up our Imperium for probably improving relations with our eventual hopeful new vassal. God, you know, I'd love to try and raid that Shrieker's Tomb, like I said. Oh, and under here, what is this? So, oh yeah, this is where I've built my outpost underground here. And we've got this Forbidden Shrine that I would also love to clear out if possible. All right, let's jump back up to the top. We just need a few more kind of tier 3, you know, really powerful units in this main stack to be able to confidently clear out these tomb, or these wonder structures, I should say. Okay, we're going to end it there. Tarin's moving. Let's see if she's going to... Ooh, what's this? Okay. Magic Material Quest. Obtain Fireforged Stone. Let's see. Reward item. Hands out at least one hero item as a guaranteed reward. You get a mystery bonus as well. So we would have to get these Firestone Forge... or, excuse me, Fireforged Stone structure. You know what? Let's do it. Because there is one up here, and we could always... you know, head up there eventually and clear that out if needed, so... Alright, now, let's jump back underground. We've cleared this out, so now, can we get up above ground? Yes, we can. Perfect. Excellent, okay, and Safeword is now a vassal. They're not a happy vassal at the moment, but... they're considered a tributary. Now, this would be a great opportunity to give them a Whispering Stone. And sadly, we don't have one currently available. Now, what we could do is remove the Whispering Stone from Redfjorn, which is currently stable. I think if I take that stone away, though, I would lose the benefit. Let's see, resource. Yeah, it'd be the resource sharing we would lose. The other option, of course, is to try to grab the upgrade here that gives me access to another Whispering Stone. Oh, that's interesting. Here you can get another Siege Project slot in the general tree. Just curious, what's this? Mines grant plus 10 mana. That could be pretty powerful. Especially since I'm using a lot of mana. City structures cost 20% less gold to build. Wow, now that's a decent upgrade. City was released as a vassal. That's Safeword, like we talked about. So, yeah, we want to get them up to a tributary. They're not super happy with me at the moment just because we kind of conquered them against their will. They're not very happy with us. One thing we might want to double check here. Who is the... Oh, yeah, Dim Tur needs a person to govern it. I guess we can use Umzish Crown because Sereth is already the in charge of Redfjorn and Straelak's in charge of Thorndusk. So let's put our new hero in charge there as governor. What else have we done here? Let's Jump back underground real quick and bring this stack up to the surface. Oh, wow, we don't have enough movement points. That's unfortunate. You know what? We could leave these ones behind, actually. That's not the worst idea. And then... Oh, it might not... Maybe it won't let us do that. Oh, that's kind of frustrating. I was hoping that we could bring them into the fight if we did it that way. Well, you know what? With what we've got, we might be strong enough. It's saying it's a low-risk battle. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but I think we can probably get it done, even without our underground forces here. But yeah, that's kind of frustrating. I would love to just move these ones up above ground if I could. But it's not going to let me do that, I don't think. I can't think of a way to kind of do that easily. Now, one thing I maybe could do, let's see, if I do this and go like this. There we go. Okay. There, I solved the conundrum. Oh, shoot, but it's not... We're not close enough to get in the fight. Now, if we go like this, we are, I think. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. So now we can definitely do that battle without any real problems. Finished Raise Zombie. That's excellent. This is going to be a very useful combat spell, I think. We can choose a new research choice. Restore Undead. Restore 20 hit points of all undead units in the target-friendly army. That's one that we can do on, like, the world map, I think. And then we've got Ice Coffin, which is just a standard damage spell. And Wayfinder, which we haven't really needed because we haven't used very many scout units. So we'll do Restore Undead next. Alright, so let's do this battle. We've been talking about it. Let's get this one done. And then once we finish this battle off, hopefully we can do it without taking, you know, too many losses here. We have to watch out. There's something that's in effect here. What is this? Archon Martyrdom. When a defending unit dies, all adjacent hostile units suffer 15 spirit damage and 90% base chance of suffering condemned. Oof. Wow, and it decreases your status resistance by a lot. Okay, well, we have to be very cautious of that. That could be pretty devastating for us, actually. This is going to be where using this elemental summoning ability is going to help me out because I can have some disposable units. Although, admittedly, these skeletons are certainly... I would consider them to be fairly disposable. Especially this one's almost dead. So we will charge him in. Now, I do want them to sort of come to me, that's for sure, but I'm also not opposed. So what is obscuring? Units in this location gain obscured. Okay, that's good. We can park a couple of our units here. Now, let's just take a look. What do they have for abilities? Blessed Soul, they've got a melee attack. They've got Archon Smite. Deals damage to target unit if the target is condemned. Deals double damage. Ooh, I can see where that's going to get nasty. Then a Beacon of Hope. And it's just buffs a low morale unit. And they've got Shield Wall to defend their buddies. This Lightbringer has a chance to convert, so we'll have to watch out for that. And then has Spirit Bolts. Okay. Demon Step. Unit teleports to target hex and deals damage to adjacent units. Wow, that's pretty cool. She's got Charge Strike. She has Restore as well, which she can throw on a unit. So why don't we just do this on our beat up undead there. And then we'll move a few of our units up just to kind of provide some extra assistance here. We'll go like that with our Corrupt Soul. Go up here. Don't want these Snow Spirits necessarily getting in too much trouble. Alright, and then our hero can probably hang out kind of here. Alright, now let's see what happens next. I want them to come in closer. Then I can summon this elemental unit. Again, remember that unit is only viable for, I think it's 3 turns if I remember correctly, so... Alright, there we go. We're going to summon it here. Nice. Magma Spirit. That's going to be great. Deals damage and leaves fiery terrain in a 1-hex radius around the unit. Oh, but that would hit my own guys, so that's not actually what I want to do. Oh, here, we can do some magic bolts, though. Hang on, before we do that... Oh, and you know what? I forgot to move these guys up as well. I noticed that I don't have any warlocks, really, here. I think... Yeah, I don't, so... That's one thing. Because I left them underground, I don't have any curses to throw. That's actually a fairly major disadvantage for me. I kind of forgot about that, to be perfectly honest. I really do rely on that ability to curse. Not having it's going to make things dramatically harder. Just looking at all my abilities here, what options do I have? Well, we're definitely going to take advantage of our Magma Spirit. Explosive Phase, we've already looked at that. Incinerate. Oh, here we go. Yeah, let's throw that on. Do some big damage here. Nice. Didn't do a ton, but it certainly helped a little bit. Now, if I charge in there with my Bone Golem, I'm almost certainly going to take a lot of damage and potentially lose that unit, which I don't want to do. But I think I probably should, just because I'll at least get the benefit of the charge. And I'll kind of hold them up. Otherwise, they're going to crash into me pretty good. So, why don't we charge in there? I mean, again, this Bone Golem may go down, but I think that's probably going to have to be a sacrifice that I kind of need to make, sadly. Snow Spirit can advance and maybe do a little damage here. At least we can throw on some debuffs that way. Boy, it'd be nice to have Weaken, though. There's another one. Let's see. Grazed him. This Lightbringer is going to hit us with some nasty damage, I think. But I do want to try and get in there closer if I can. Get that Snow Spirit up there. The Corrupt Soul needs to move in to help in the main fight up here, I think. And our hero can advance. Alright, I think that's going to do it. Our Dark Knight, we're kind of keeping in reserve, ready to charge in if needed here to help out. Yeah, there we go. I may need to start casting spells as well. I didn't want to, but I think I might have to. Ooh, look at that. Condemned, and now we're going to get hit by the big blast. Ooh, he tried to convert me, but we resisted it. Okay, there goes my undead, sadly. My Bone Golem. Yeah, I kind of figured... Oh, we got mind controlled. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Now, I'm hoping if we kill the unit that did it, we will free that up. Let's see if that's the case here. If we can get in there and put the hurt on him. This is going to be my priority now, is dealing with this unit over here. Maybe I can even do some spell casting. Throw on a Soulfire. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. I think we kind of have to, because we want to free this unit up as quick as we can. Pretty good. Charge over this way. Sooner we can get that unit to not be... Oh, look at this. Big damage here. Let's do it. Very good. But the sooner we can get this unit to not be mind-controlled, the better. Alright, so now we just gotta kill this unit here. Let's do it this way. There we go. Oh, I forgot about that. Shoot, and now my units are condemned. Dang it. Oh, that's so dangerous. We can hit him with some magic bolts here. Okay. Boy, you know, not having that curse, like, that's a huge disadvantage for me. See, we've got our Wand of Poison Darts. Snow Spirit has done its ranged attack. What kind of damage can we do with a big charge here? Pretty good, actually. We could get in there and really put the hurt on him. Being here, what are our options? We've also got our Dark Surge, but we'd have to... That takes 3 action points, so we'd have to be in closer to do that. Well, why don't we hit this guy for some damage here? There we go. And now, can we get the kill? Ooh, still not quite. We are close, though. Now, our hero might be able to help with that. Let's see. We'll charge in with our knight. Oh, and now we can't get in there. That's right. Well, shoot. Okay, well, we'll head over like this and get defensive tactics boost and a shield wall to buff our cavalry just so they don't get slaughtered. We'll move up there. And then can we hit him with... Ooh, we can. Let's see. Maybe we'll get the kill that way. Oh, perfect. And, of course, I keep forgetting about that stupid condemn. Dang it. And then let's go over here. Alright, well, we'll step up and hit him in melee at least. Okay, and that'll do it. Yeah, not having my warlocks. Man, that's brutal. We're taking some punishment. Yeah, being condemned. Boy, you take a lot of extra damage. That's fine. That was just a skeleton. We're going to lose this skeleton probably now. Stepping off, hitting me with some blast. That's fine. Alright, so now we're going to flank around behind and hopefully get the kill here. There we go. And that should, yes, that frees up this unit now to step in, do some work. And nice to get a little closer so we can do some attacks there. Let's see, what kind of damage can we do? Not bad. Let's just do that. There we go. Can we even maybe get... Oh, shoot, we don't have any more poison darts. I was going to say it'd be nice to get the kill without having to get in close so we take damage. Alright, well, let's just do it this way. There we go. Oh, and shoot, again, I didn't think about it that closely, but now we've kind of blocked ourselves off from being able to get a hit here. Yeah, no one else can get in there, sadly. Alright, so what we'll do is we will just throw on a heal, I guess. Not that it's permanent or anything, but... And then we'll just end it and wait for the next turn, and then we'll finish off this last unit. Well, at least the temporary health kind of buffered that. And now, can we get the finish perhaps with some ranged attacks, maybe? No? Ooh, actually, yes, we might be able to. Our frost units can probably help us with that. Get right up in there, hit him with this. The reason I want to do it with ranged attacks is because that way I don't take damage anymore from it. From when it dies, that is, from this martyrdom ability. Although I don't think I have anybody else that can easily do ranged attack that can actually get in there. Yeah, we're not in range to use that, unfortunately. And these guys can't move for some reason. I'm not sure... Not sure exactly why. Can they... Oh, there they go. They can move. Okay. It seemed like they couldn't for some reason. There we go. Okay, perfect. Well, not the cleanest battle, and we did lose our skeleton and our bone golem. But we got this cleared out, and we'll now have access to, hopefully, another pool of magic materials, which should be very beneficial for me. Alright, so there we go. Meanwhile, over here, this group's going to just stay put, and we'll regroup them here in a bit. Alright, so now we can start heading down this way. Dim Tur can probably grab that. We'd have to annex one of these territories and then grab that one after. So maybe that's a spot for an outpost. I don't know. We'll have to think about it. Either that or we just try and expand that direction. So I have to watch out because, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we get attacked by Iska in the near future here. Yeah, she's strong, but not ridiculously strong. Well, maybe I just head down and do some clearing in the meantime. Do this one manually. Should be a pretty clean battle for us. Okay. So we're up against a Gortusk Piglet and some Razorbacks. Alright, so let's get in position here. Nice, we've got our Stormscale Serpent, which will be kind of fun to use. Necromancer. Snow Spirit. So they're just going to charge at us here. That's fine. And now we can curse them very nicely here. Perfect. And why don't we get a charge in there? They do have that quill hide, but that's fine. And then we'll get our Night Guard in there to do some work as well. Very good. Cruise up behind as well and hit him with some freezing burst here. Our Necromancer might as well just cruise up actually and either do a magic blast or we could just drop a warding to improve our protection. I think we'll just go for the damage though. Here we go. Melee from the Serpent is the only option, so we'll end it there. Now we're going to take some hits. I think they can do some range damage here on us, yep. Ooh, ouch. That actually hurt a lot. Thankfully our Bone Golem's pretty tanky, but yeah, we're okay. That was kind of unpleasant, though. Alright, we'll cruise over this way. Let's try and get a weaken. Oh, resisted, but he is soulbound at least. Alright, we'll do some more damage there. Oh, not quite the kill. Okay, this one would be, though, so let's do that. Perfect. And then we can move ourselves over there. Go like that. A little bit more damage. Unfortunately, we can't quite make it to him. So that'll be our turn there. Alright, cool. And now we can just finish it up. Should be able to do this with ranged attacks here. Let's just step up and blast them. Nice. That way we're not taking damage from that quill hide. Very nice. There's an iron deposit there, of course. And you know what? We might want to even head back over to see if we can clear this out. It is guarded by 2 Tier 3 Spirit Wolf units, though, so maybe not. And eventually, I'd love to get rid of this Haunted Graveyard, too. It is threatening Sorcerer's Solace, which isn't ideal. Yeah, we're going to boost that Allegiance here very shortly. Let's see. So we've got our skeleton to move over and help us with the siege. Alright, very good. Nice, we got a Corrupt Soul ready to go. That's probably going to be a unit to add in over here, I think. We can even swap out maybe some units here. Although, this is already a pretty powerful squad. I don't know if I want to start switching units out of it just yet. When I go to fight the Shrieker's Tomb, I would need it. I'd want to have my best units in the one stack, but... maybe we move the Night Guard out and the Corrupt Soul in. And then Dimtur made that skeleton. We've already dealt with that. Granary production in Forndusk is finished. We're going to have that Iron Golem right away, which is great. We have a little bit of gold now to work with. Not a ton, but a little bit. You know, this would be maybe we're getting a soul well going or something would be a good choice. I know we've talked about that before. Just seeing what would be... Yeah, this city's unstable technically, but we don't take any of the negative penalties because of our upgrades, so that's fine. If the city were to come under attack, having the caltrops and the other defensive structures built would probably be good, but hopefully that won't happen in the near future. Our mana situation is actually pretty darn good, so I'm not too concerned about that. Improving our draft income wouldn't be bad, just so we can recruit units quicker, but... or Stonemason for more production wouldn't be so bad. Even though it's not boosted, maybe we'll just do that. Yeah, let's do it. Again, I probably could have moved one of these things over to a farm to optimize that, but oh well. Our Caltrops is boosted over in Dimtur, but Dimtur is a lot less likely to get attacked at the moment. Let's just take a look. So what kind of improvements do they have? They got a mine, a conduit, research post over here, quarry, and another mine up there. Increasing growth of the city would be useful. So an estate hall wouldn't be bad. We need 2 farms, though, and we currently don't have any, so that's not ideal. So maybe we won't build anything just yet, especially because we're running low on gold. We could just get a skeleton right now if we really wanted to. They are kind of nice, just like cannon fodder units to have. Let's see, what else could we do? Just thinking, like, what... Let's take a look at our stacks here. So we've got... This group definitely needs a warlock in it. We've got a warlock... We've got 2 warlocks underground, so we're going to add 1 in for sure. To each squad, I think. Pursuer wouldn't be bad. You know what? Let's get an archer going. Because they can inflict weaken as well, so... and we'll do another Corrupt Soul while we're at it. Alright, and then I think we'll have enough next turn, enough Imperium to... boost our relationship with our... that free city. Alright, let's see what Iska's doing here. Okay, Iska might clear this out before I can. You know, it'd be really nice to attack Iska. Oh, and look at this. Armor. Oh, this is an army that belongs to that. The undead, I think. So, we'll have to deal with that. Silverbridge has sent a war party. Okay. It's not the first time they've done that. We killed the other one that attacked us. Now, we could just attack these guys here, I think. That wouldn't be so bad. Should be a pretty winnable battle for us. Nice. Okay, Restore Undead is finished. Now, we've got to pick a new tome. Oh, boy. Now, again, I'm still very unfamiliar with all these tomes, so I don't know what would be a great choice at the moment, but I'm always going to lean towards the Shadow Tomes for sure. Tome of the Great Transformation. Let's see. Necrotic Spires. Replaces defensive towers. Oh, wow. Necrotic Spire. Heal an allied undead unit within a 6 hex. Plus 15 temporary hit points and makes it become strengthened each turn. Wow, that would be super good if you've got a bunch of undead guarding your cities. Domain of Death. Target friendly city has plus 20 city stability. Friendly undead units in the domain deal plus 10% damage. Enemy units in the domain become soulbound. Desecrate structure. Targets a resource node in your domain. Provides plus 5 mana income. If you lose the province, the effect stops. Whiteborn gives the target race immortality beyond life, granting them the undead unit type. Oh, and lifesteal. And Fetid Legion. Okay, I think we know what we're going with already. This is exactly what I want. So this would turn all of my units, or at least all of my human Hollowkin into undead, which would then mesh really well with my necromancers. And then Fetid Legion. Enchanted units, plus 10 hit points, weakening aura. Oh, man, we are 100% going with this. I don't even need to look at the other tomes. I mean, I will, just to humor, but... Ooh, Frostling transformation. That's cool. It, like, turns them into pseudo-frostlings. That's pretty cool. Summon Snow Spirit. That's pretty cool. You get the tier 3 Snow Spirit. I already have summonable tier 3s, so I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, we're going to go with... I'm not even going to look at the other options. This is 100% what I want. Especially playing, going for that Necromancer-esque kind of play that I want. All right, Tome of the Great Transformation. Let's do it.
Once you have felt the power of necromancy...
Okay, so we've got Fetid Legion. That's a pretty solid upgrade. I want that. Whiteborn, I mean, again, I really want that too.
Life is untidy. It is unpredictable and inefficient. Grant your people the gift of everlasting undeath, and they shall repay you with eternal, ordered obedience.
Oh man, I'm so excited for this. What's this? Bind Gold Ancient Wonder. This is a skill level 5, sustained world spell. Target owned and annexed Gold Ancient Wonder becomes bound. Oh, this is the way to get the magic victory. Okay, well, I'm not probably going to be pursuing that. So I think we'll go with Whiteborn, even though it's quite a... it takes a long time to get it. Although, I could get Fetid Legion and then it would just give the boost to hit points, which might be worth doing. That's only 3 turns, and then I can have an upgrade going while I'm working on Whiteborn. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll lock Whiteborn in, and we'll get Fetid Legion going. And then once I have that, I can actually apply it. That'll be very useful, I think. Okay. Oh, nice. Thorndust can annex another province. Okay, let's think about what we want to do here. So we've got lots of good options. Let's see. Do any of these provinces have anything on them that would be useful, or are they getting us closer to something that would be useful? This province does have an iron deposit, if we could get over to that one. What about over here? Does this... Oh, you know what? If we could get this fishery, the only problem is it's currently occupied. Yeah, none of these provinces have anything currently on them in terms of, like, the little structures that benefit it. Like, for example, a gold vein, a resource node, I should say, is the word I was looking for. So, now I could grab this one, and that would give us access next time to the mana node, and then eventually maybe give us access to that Firestone Forge. Although, that's already obtainable with Dim Tur, so maybe I'm not as worried about that. Ooh, look at this. I got distracted, but look at this Iron Golem. He's very cool. What a neat unit. I'm excited to have him in action here. We can certainly get him involved. I think he's going to be super useful for us. Might even be good to send him over to join in with these armies over here. They could use some more muscle, I think. Maybe I send one group up north to go and deal with this quest and to clear out this mana node. And then the other army I'll send. And then once they're done that, they can head over and help out with Iska over here. And then the other army I'm going to send south to join in with Straelak and his group that are currently in a siege at the moment. So, yeah, let's do that. We'll send... And you know what? I don't think we're going to end up getting over here, so maybe we should build an outpost so we can get this Archon Blood going quicker. How do we do that again? I can't remember. Oh, yeah. Highlights all possible spots to build an outpost. We could just slap down an outpost right here, to be perfectly honest, on this snow tile. Because this city, if we're going to annex something, it's going to be here or here. It's not going to be that itself. Where realistically, we're probably going to go for this for magic material up here, the Fireforged Stone next, with the next annexation. So why don't we do that? Let's build an outpost here. We'll just move hero in. I think that's enough there. Yep, build an outpost. Perfect. All right, so we will form up our squad. Now let's sort our armies a little better here before we do anything else. We're gonna enter there. We're gonna join up. Now, as I said, it would be good to have one of these warlocks join this group. Because right now we don't have any cursing ability in this stack. And you know what? I can also do a friendly bone golem. There we go. And that frees up space. So we can move a warlock to join in this group. Now, they are going to have to wait a turn because that warlock's kind of behind. But so maybe this army is the one we'll send over here. They do have the Dark Knight as well. We'll send that one up this way to deal with that structure up there. The archer can join in this group, I suppose. There we go. And then this group, we're going to form up and head down this way to join in with Straelak and his team. Although maybe we should have them in the meantime. Before we do that, maybe we should go over and actually do this while we're able to. Yeah, let's do that. I changed my mind. We do want to finish that quest off if we can. Now, this group, can we attack this? I don't know. Don't know if any of our units can. Oh, here we go. We could use... Yeah, there we go. We could pull in using the Snow Spirit. We can engage the battle and... what would we be up against here? Bone Golem, Bannerman, a Zombie, and a Sunderer. I mean, I think we can handle that without too much difficulty. Now, this big boy... we might as well send him down to join this group. I just have to be careful because Iska could potentially come over and start trying to fight me. So let's put him here. I think that's out of her range. Yeah, it should be. Yeah, we're fine. So then we will engage this battle. Oh, shoot, I didn't realize that. Okay, well, that's interesting to note. So, because these units can't get in the water like that, it's not going to bring them in. Well, that's good to know. I didn't realize how that worked. Before we forget, let's jump over to Sorcerer's Solace. I can see it here, so we're going to boost our allegiance with them. There we go. Now it's Pact of Loyalty in 7 turns, which is big. All right, well, you know what? Forget these guys. Let's head back up this way. We'll form up, and then we will maybe head over and see if we can cause some trouble with Iska. No, we'll just keep him there. Big boy can move over there, though. And then we've got lots of production choices, so maybe that's something for next episode. We can decide what we want to produce. Again, gold is a hugely limiting resource for us at the moment, unfortunately. So we are going to have to try to figure that out. We've got another Corrupt Soul to summon. That's probably going to go over here, I think, with Straelak's group, just because they're going to do this siege. Although, an option might be to throw on the unit over here, and then we can try and ambush Iska, who's out in the world right now and isn't super well defended. We could declare war on her, and then we've even got a grievance, I think. Let's see. Grievances. Let me just take a look at her here. Yeah, settle grievances. We can declare a justified war. And that would be great. We could certainly try and ambush her with units, because we've got some pretty good muscle over here. Next turn, we could get over there and probably be close enough to pull them into a fight, or at least be very close to it. So I'm thinking that's going to be the game plan. Even though that would mean declaring war on another opponent, I think it would be a great blow we could deal to her, which would be knocking her into the void, potentially. Again, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I think that's going to be the game plan. So we're going to lay this siege with Straelak, as we've been focusing on here. And then we are also going to use these forces to push out this way. And we're going to reinforce that army with our hero-led stack over here, led by Sereth. She's just going to go clear these structures up here and then group up over there with everybody else. And meanwhile, as I've mentioned, Zish is going to head over, finish this quest off for us. I guess while we're there, let me just see underground real quick. Right, and this was another free city, Bellstar. I'm curious. I don't know if anyone's working on diplomacy with them at all. It doesn't look like it. They're probably too strong for us to fight, so... Anyway, I guess the other question is, should we steal Red Fjord's... I'm thinking it might be worth stealing their... Because if they're currently stable, which is giving them +5 production, draft, and food, I'm thinking it'd probably be worth it to then improve our relationship quicker with Safeword down here. Get them into being a tributary more quickly. Because right now they are a minor tributary. We want them to be a full tributary. Actually, I think we're getting negative... Oh, yeah. You know what? We definitely need to do that. So, before we even do anything else, let's do it. We'll grab Red Fjord's Whispering Stone. So it'll... Oh, I see. You don't lose it all right away. You lose it over time. That's good to know. And then we will jump underground here and give it to Safeword. Okay, there we go. Now we can boost our allegiance with them once we have enough Imperium. That's going to help improve things. Now, it looks like, let's see. This is going to tick down slowly over time. Because their current status is tributary, but they're going to decline and backslide into a minor okay, I get it now. They're going to become a minor tributary and eventually a denying tributary. So we need to find a way to improve our relationship with them. I don't know if there's a good way to do that. Maybe this isn't even worth. Like, maybe I should have just tried to capture them. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I wonder if there's any other way to increase our relationship with them. Why are they mad at me again? So, vassalized a conquered city. That's not going to improve. The alignment thing is not going to improve because I'm evil. Yeah. That's no good. So, I wonder if there's another way we can improve this. Let me know in the comments if you guys can think of anything, because I would love to get it so that it's not a negative amount of allegiance that's being generated every turn. All right. This is a good place to end the episode, so we will leave it right here. So there was a lot of me kind of hemming and hawing over decisions this episode, but I think things are still shaping up pretty well. So we're going to save our game here and call this one First Series, Episode 9. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.